everybody, my name is Bill.
And my name is Danny.
And we are
a couple of park hoppers.
And we are here at EPCOT for our first visit to the 2022 International Festival of the Arts. I'm really excited to be here. The festival started about a week ago.
Yeah.
We haven't been able to come until today, but we're really looking forward to trying some of the food, checking all of the artwork. There's some really cool magic shots. There's all kinds of stuff here going on during the festival that we probably won't be able to get done in one day, so we're going to have to come back multiple times. But here's our first day here at EPCOT.
Yeah, so as Bill was saying, there's just so much to do, and we'd love to be able to do it all in one day and show you everything, but it's just not quite possible, and I feel like our video would it'd be way too long.
Yeah, so we'll spread it out over multiple videos.
And one thing I know that we probably won't see, unless it's a very big surprise, is that Figment bucket.
Right.
So if you're looking for the Figment bucket, don't think we're gonna get to see that today.
Probably not.
We might see Figment bucket sightings because people have been wearing them like badges of honor recently.
I have heard through the grapevine that it was a limited edition item and that it is sold out for good. Mm-hmm. But you never know. Some magic might happen.
But even without that Figment bucket, there's so much to do, and I think we gotta get started right now.
Let's go.
So we've got Goofy and Pluto out here. Hi, Goofy! And we've got Pluto over here. Pluto, I love your collar! It looks so nice for Festival of the Arts. Look at you, you're just showing off now. So we just did a super zoom magic shot, and if you see this family right here, that's actually where you get to stand when you take it. And way in the distance is where that picture is taken. So if you want this really, really cool super zoom shot that you can get with Memory Maker, you're gonna come over to this area and find somebody with an iPad or a little tablet, and they'll be able to assist you. And we're gonna insert that right here.
So one of the fun things you can do here at Festival of the Arts that we talked about on our most recent podcast is Figment's Brush with the Masters. And you can get yourself a palette here at a bunch of different places around EPCOT, but right specifically here, we are outside of the camera center, which is also the pin trading board area. And you can get your palette for $9.99 plus tax. And if you can complete Figment's Brush with the Masters, you get a really cool prize at the end.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the prize is. Sometimes it's different. Sometimes they mix it up if they run out of things. But this is one of the places that you can get those maps right here under Spaceship Earth.
So as you walk from the front of EPCOT towards World Showcase, to our left here is what's the old Ellen's Energy Adventure building is now going to be the queue for Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. And you can see in recent days they have added the addition of the NovaCorps Starblaster outside of Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind's entrance. We're going to get a little bit of a closer look because this thing is really impressive.
It's also really big. Like, when we turned the corner, I was shocked at how big this thing looks in person, because in the photos it actually looks kind of small, right?
Yeah, you can never really tell with photos, but in person it's about 25 to 30 feet tall, I would guess.
I would guess so too. I'm 5 feet tall, so how many Dannies is it?
6 of you.
Got it.
Let's go take a closer look. Yeah, this is pretty cool, guys. It just feels like we're getting closer and closer to the opening of Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. So, just for a frame of reference, this is over a 8 or 9 foot tall construction wall. And you can see the entire NovaCorps Starblaster basically over the construction wall. It's not quite done yet, but it looks really cool outside of Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. Cannot wait to ride this summer.
So this is probably the most expensive set of ears you would ever buy at Disney. Check these out. How much do you think these are? I'll tell you. They're $1,000.
Whoa!
So they are very pretty. They're very bejeweled. But, I mean, check those out up close. That's $1,000 worth of Mickey ears right there. One thing that we are seeing a lot more in the park stores is a lot of nostalgia thrown in. And so one of the things that we've seen recently are kind of like the sidekicks, movies that we haven't seen in a long time, like Robin Hood or Hercules. And here are a couple examples. So here are some sweatshirts. And as you can see, we got like Hercules here. We got Pocahontas. So it's really cool because you're starting to see that sprinkled in here and there, and we're all loving the nostalgia, aren't we? We are seeing more 50th anniversary merch roll out. And one of the things that I saw online recently, but I haven't seen in person yet, was this Cinderella collector's doll. And this goes for $129. So I'm going to show you what she looks like. All fancy, but we are seeing some of that 50th anniversary merch start to appear that we had previously seen online. So that's pretty cool.
So outside of Creation Shop, we have the Wyland galleries, and there's all kinds of crazy, amazing artwork and some really impressive sculpting. I just wanted to show you guys a couple of things. Look at this really impressive Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs table here. It looks like they're off to work, and it's so beautifully crafted. Look at it. Look at the detail here. It's just like bronze, and you got a nice big thick piece of glass on top of it. It's a really beautiful table.
I feel like if they don't have the price out, it's more than I can afford.
$5 million.
It's more than I can afford.
And they've even got some smaller figurines here from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. We got Winnie the Pooh and Piglet too.
Always Piglet too.
Check out this one. How cool is that, guys?
I'd like it delivered to our apartment, please.
A Fantasia-inspired table here. And right next door, we've got a Little Mermaid-inspired table.
I love the colors.
They look so cool. And then finally, we've got a Beauty and the Beast-inspired bronze-based table.
That's amazing.
Absolutely stunning.
You've got the town and the castle, it looks like.
Right.
With the rose. And then look up here. You don't get to see much Lady and the Tramp stuff.
Oh, there they are. And they're doing that famous spaghetti scene.
Yeah, the same thing that's in the photos when you do get Genie Plus, how we could do like the spaghetti.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're doing the same thing, the iconic moment in that movie.
There's a pretty good crowd assembling around this Avengers painting. How cool is that? I think we need that above our couch. I think that's what we need.
I think we do too. One really cool thing that you get at Festival of the Arts is you actually get to see the artists creating their pieces, and you can see like what's coming up next. So you can see Flounder that he's working on right now, and right in front here you can see that he's got Sorcerer Mickey that he's going to be working on next. So it's so cool to see them actually creating these beautiful pieces right in front of you.
One of the really cool things you can do here at Festival of the Arts is you can actually pop into famous photos. There's Danny, a quick stop at the Mermaid Lagoon, and now she's on her way to Skull Rock. But it's really cool. You can step right inside these photo boxes and act like you're part of history.
I don't know what's happening out here, so I'm just posing with all the potential things.
And now as you enter into World Showcase, you can feel the atmosphere getting a lot more festive.
A lot more artsy.
A lot more artsy, if you will. And we've got this giant Festival of the Arts logo with some rainbows and some paint tubes. All kinds of fun stuff here. There's Danny. Say hello. And as we make our way around World Showcase, there's going to be a lot more art to look at. And this is where all the food is that we're going to try some of today.
Food, art, beautiful things. Let's hop to it. One thing that I wanted to point out, because I've gotten questions about it already, is what I'm wearing. This is actually the ink and paint collection. It's from a couple of years ago, and I have this magic band that's the ink and paint collection. I have the spirit jersey that's also the ink and paint collection, and the ears are also the ink and paint collection. They don't sell it in parks currently, but if you are looking for this, if you like this style, you can always check and see if maybe somebody's selling it on Mercari, they're not going to wear it anymore, so they're trying to, or eBay even, they're trying to get rid of it. because this is from a couple of years ago, but this is one of my favorite styles for Festival of the Arts because it fits perfectly.
I like the
So our first stop is going to be the deconstructed dish, and here they have the deconstructed BLT, the deconstructed French onion soup, and the deconstructed key lime pie. But we're going to go ahead and try the deconstructed French onion soup.
The first dish that we're going to try here at Festival of the Arts is a fan favorite booth called the Deconstructed Dish. And they have several different options where they kind of make unique types of food that it's hard to explain. It's like...
So they kind of like...
They'll let Danny do it.
Take all of the pieces, like main pieces of the dish, and I feel like
and
they
make
kind
them
of...
differently.
Yeah, they like
but
break
separated.
it up. They almost like break it up into different pieces that, like, when put all together, taste like the original dish.
Right. So the dish that we got that we sounded most intriguing to us was the deconstructed French onion soup, and I'll read you guys what's in there. We've got beef broth ravioli, Gruyere espuma, onion bread pudding, and onion textures. So you can see there's the beef broth ravioli that's just kind of sitting on top. And let me grab one of these forks here. And if you kind of lift it up, there's other fun stuff underneath there. So we're definitely going to give this a whirl here and see what we thought of it.
Now, one thing you will see is that there's no soup in here.
No,
So,
it's deconstructed.
Well,
but there might be some inside the ravioli because it's a beef. Can't even say that. Beef broth ravioli.
Beef broth ravioli.
Say that 3 times fast.
Right?
All
Well,
right.
you want to give it a try?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, I don't know how you're supposed to eat this, if you're supposed to get like a little bit of everything.
Let's get a little bit of everything, and then we
Okay.
can eat it separately after that.
All right,
So let's kind of
try
cut
it.
into the.
Oh my.
Let's cut into the ravioli. Yeah.
Oh.
So there's a lot of broth. Let me show you guys. There's a lot of broth coming out of that ravioli there. So it's almost like the soup was like inside the ravioli, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
And I do like French onion soup with all that
Like,
baked,
in order to break this
that
ravioli,
baked cheese on top of it.
you need to like use multiple like
Yeah, you need like a knife. We got
A knife
2
for
forks and a
soup.
spoon, but we needed a knife for the soup.
Yeah, no knife.
All right,
Let's
so I
see.
got a piece of the ravioli here.
It's like that
and
square. Oh,
I'm not
that's
sure
for you.
what this is here. I think that's the onion bread pudding, that big
This
square.
is kind of hard to like take apart.
Yeah. Hope you guys are enjoying this.
Yeah, just watching us make faces, you
Yep.
can't even see what's happening underneath. Okay, and don't forget this little like, I don't know. There's this like little cheese thing.
Cheese something or other.
Yeah, it's like a cheese crisp almost.
Wow, this is a disaster trying to make this stuff here.
I am very much struggling.
Danny's
All right.
struggling. I got a nice forkful here.
Here we go.
I'm gonna put my hand underneath and see how it is. So the beef broth has really good flavor. It's very salty, very savory. I really like the onion bread pudding. That was really good.
Onion bread pudding sounds
Yeah,
terrible.
it sounds awful, but it goes well with this dish.
So it was one of those things that when you put it in your mouth, you're like, you get hit with a lot of different flavors. So your tongue is almost like, first you're tasting like the bread pudding, then you're tasting the ravioli, then you're also getting a taste of like the,
Right.
you know, their everything. So
now-
everything's really good though.
Everything's kind of drenched in the beef broth ravioli, and the beef broth soup sauce stuff. But I'm going to try the onion bread pudding separately just to see what that actually
I'm gonna
tastes
try
like
that
instead of
too.
everything. I really like that. It sounds gross, but it's actually really tasty.
Onion bread pudding definitely sounds like something I would be like,
Nah.
no. I'll pass on that.
All right, so real quick before we end this this dish here, 1 through 10, what would you say?
I would probably give this a 7.5. Only because I feel like it looks like there's a lot on the plate, but there's not a lot on the plate.
Yeah.
But that would be the only like downside. I'd probably say 7.5, just because, and also because it was kind of hard to like get all the pieces.
Yeah.
Like it was more of an adventure than I thought to make that. What about you?
So you said 7.5. I'm gonna go with the 7. I'm gonna go a little bit lower. The flavors are really good. Everything went well together. But when you offer a dish that's being advertised as French onion soup or soup of any kind, you expect it to be hot, and the broth was cold.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's because we're here in Florida and it's like 55 degrees, which feels like 45 everywhere else.
Yeah.
But the soup itself that came out of the ravioli was cold, and that was kind of a turnoff. But the flavors itself were really good.
All the flavors were excellent.
I'm gonna go 7, and it would have been a 9, 8.5, 9 if the soup was hot for me.
I would say that if it were a little bit easier to eat, like almost if you, like I like that everything's separate, but almost as if like you almost had it like set up where you could like take a bite.
Yeah.
Instead of having to like.
It's just like kind of piled on each other.
It's kind of difficult. Yeah, it's kind of difficult to eat.
Yeah.
And I feel like if it were a little bit easier to eat, I would give it a higher score. And again, also if it were a little bit warmer, because you know, it is cold. But again, like Bill said, it's been really cold recently, and Florida isn't really built to handle the cold.
No.
But overall, would you get this again?
I really like the flavors. I really like the taste, but I don't know if I'd get it again because cold soup is kind of weird to me.
I would try it again on a warm day.
Sure. Well, let's go with that. All right, so that wraps up the deconstructed dish for today. That was the French onion soup, and let's move on to our next booth.
So here at Gourmet Landscapes, they actually have that roasted bone marrow we talked about on our show, and that comes with the bone marrow snow. And so, I don't know about you, but I'm not quite brave enough to try it today. What about you?
Nah.
Maybe next time. And Sleeping Beauty is out meeting all of the people here at EPCOT today. So we are at the Encanto booth, and we have these 3 items. We decided to go with the top 2, so let's see how they are.
All right, we are here at our second booth here, and it is the Vibrante in Vivido Encanto Cocina.
Hola, casita.
Yeah, hola, casita. What else would we do besides stopping there and get some food, right?
Here's the thing. How are there not arepas at this booth?
I don't know. Queso arepas that heal a broken arm. You know, you missed the opportunity, Disney.
Come on. I would have run here to get those arepas.
So, as Danny said before, we got the top 2 dishes on the menu here at the Encanto Cocina. And it is located between France and Morocco. Mm-hmm. And we got the house-made chorizo and potato empanada. And we also got the spicy ajiaco soup.
Yes.
And in the soup, there's chili spice chicken, potato, avocado, corn, fresh cream, guajillo. I think it's some sort of spice. I forget exactly where it's from, but
I'm not sure. I'm not really familiar, but I'm hoping that it's good.
Yeah, we'll see. But first things first, the first thing I noticed when we stopped here at the Encanto Cocina is that the serving sizes are huge.
Yeah.
They're huge.
Unlike that French onion.
I kid you not, this bowl of soup is like a pound in my hand. And it's got a big old chunk of corn on the cob there. And that empanada is way bigger than any empanada I've ever had before.
I mean, at Disney, yes. Empanadas are generally
Usually they're not that big. That's a big sucker.
I don't know.
That's a big one.
I think it's good for a festival, empanada. We'll put it that way.
Sure. Usually they're a little bit smaller in my previous experiences with empanadas, but who cares about that? Let's go ahead and try the house-made chorizo and potato empanada. Danny's giving it a cut, hopefully be a little bit quicker than the last booth, where we tried to cut up that ravioli with the French onion soup beef broth in there.
All right, so if you want to grab one piece of that.
And it looks like there's an aioli on the top of it. It's a turmeric aioli and a natto aioli.
That's what it looks like on the inside.
There's the cross section, the potatoes, there's chorizo and everything inside. I love chorizo. That's the reason why I wanted to try this really badly. So let's go ahead and give it a whirl. Ooh, I really like this. It's not It's not as spicy as I thought it would be. Which,
It's a very mild empanada.
for those of you guys who don't know, I am kind of a wuss when it comes to spicy food. The soup kind of scares me, but we'll get to that. The empanada is awesome. The potatoes are nice and soft. The chorizo is really good inside, and even that aioli that's on the outside of the empanada is really good.
Do you want to move to the soup and then finish this
Yeah,
after?
let's do that.
Let's do that.
I'm scared.
I'm-
It's a very red soup, so I'm kind of nervous about how spicy.
How much would the people judge me if I put napkins down my shirt so that I don't spill it on my white Spirit jersey?
I don't know. Leave it in the comments. How much are you judging her? So, in the soup, like I said, there's guajillo, there's arbo chili spiced chicken, potato, avocado, corn, and cream fraiche. So let's go, and I got a nice scoop of soup. See if it's good soup.
Good soup.
There we go.
Oh.
It's pretty tasty.
Oh. So, one thing that we were worried about when we ordered it was that it was going to be really spicy.
Yeah, there's definitely a kick, but it comes at the end.
Baby kick. All right, so let's go ahead and rate these.
Okay.
First off, empanada, what would you give it?
For size, huge. Taste was really good. I'd say that's a solid 8 for me.
I would definitely give it. I'd actually, because of the flavors and just everything about it, I'd probably give it a 9.
The only reason why I shied away from a 9 or a 10 is that when you look in the cross section, there's a lot of empty space, and that's
See,
kinda
I
why
might
did that.
I might give that an 8 too then, because that was, I thought maybe there was more on your side,
Yeah. Usually empanadas are kind of like stuffed.
like fat. Yeah.
So that was a little disappointing, but everything else about it was really good.
Now, what about the soup?
Better than I thought it would be. Not as spicy. There is a little bit of a kick at the end, but it's definitely not more than I can handle, and I'm the biggest wuss when it comes to spicy stuff. So, flavor was really good. I might go 8 on that as well.
I would actually go 8 on this as well.
Copycat.
My only bummer about this, even though I am being a copycat, is it's a little bit cold.
Yeah.
And as a soup, I want it to be a little bit
And
warmer.
it's chilly here. I'm about to put my winter hat on. It's really cold on the water here today. And yes, I know 55 degrees in Florida doesn't sound cold, but it's with the wet air, it's like 10 to 15 degrees colder, and it feels chilly right now.
All right, so
And
out of
soup
these,
was going to be really good for that moment.
yeah. So out of these two, which would you get again?
Probably the empanadas.
I would probably do the empanadas, and the soup, if it's cold outside, and just because it is a little bit I feel like it could be potentially, messy. So I would probably stick with the empanadas, but they're both really good.
All right, so go check out the Encanto Cristina. Off to our next booth.
One really cool thing is they actually do a Disney on Broadway concert series. There's multiple showtimes during the day. There's folks from all different Disney musicals that come here and sing a bunch of different songs. And right here is a selection of songs from Freaky Friday.
So in all the countries, you can actually find these chalk drawings, and they're so cool. And here we have a chalk drawing from Luca. I wanted to say Bruno.
Wrong movie.
Apparently in this one they say Silencio Bruno, so that's what I was thinking of.
We can actually talk about Luca.
We can talk about Luca, but here we've got 2 of the main characters, and then we've got a little crab underneath, and then there's a cat way over there. I don't know who any of these characters are, but we will find out soon. We've got to watch her. But you can find all of these really cool chalk drawings everywhere in World Showcase.
Alrighty, so closing out our night here at EPCOT, we're going to stop here in Germany at the Pastoral Palette, where they have a red wine braised beef short rib, a wild boar cassoulet, and the opera cake. And we've heard amazing things about this opera cake, so we wanted to stop and end our night here at Festival of the Arts with a dessert. So we're going to try that opera cake. Let's give it a whirl. So what better way to top off your day here eating all this wonderful food at EPCOT than to have a little dessert before you head home?
Yes.
And so we decided to stop in our friend's booth in Germany called the Pastoral Palette, and we got the opera cake. And what that is it is a almond joconde, a coffee buttercream, and a chocolate ganache. And we've heard from friends and other folks that have tried this so far that it's very similar to like a tiramisu. So we're going to go ahead and give this a whirl and let you guys know how it is.
It's very pretty.
It's very pretty.
Like, just looking at it, like, look how thin that one, like, stick of chocolate or, like, white chocolate, whatever that is.
Very cool.
It's very, like, meticulously put together, which is always nice when you come to Festival of the Arts.
Yeah.
You want your food to kind of have, like, an artsy look to it.
Right, exactly. So let's get a fork. Let's dig in. This will definitely be the easiest one we've had to cut so far.
Right?
Look at that. Smooth as butter. Buttercream. All right. Cheers. I'm usually not a huge fan of coffee flavored stuff, like the coffee flavoring, but that coffee buttercream is really good.
Okay. I don't even have to take another bite. What do you give this?
I would say I hate this word. I hate this word when it comes to desserts, but moist.
I knew you were going to say that.
It's not as moist as I would hope it was. Because of that, I'm dropping it from a 10 to a 9. But the flavor is excellent.
See, I would give this a 10.
Okay.
I wouldn't change anything.
Perfect.
And I would get it again if we came here. This is
fun
delicious.
when we disagree.
I know, you gave it a 9 and I gave it a 10. We're disagreeing so
You
hard.
copycatted me earlier.
Yeah, well, you know what? This is delicious and I disagree with you. So would you get this again, though?
I would definitely get it again. I love this style of dessert. I love tiramisu. I love this creamy cake type mixture, I guess. But it's really good. It's just the cake is a little less moist than I was hoping for. And so because of that, I had to dock it. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. But it's really, really good.
I wouldn't change anything about it.
It's a 9 from me.
It's a 10 for me.
Her.
I'll take it. I would have this, if you offered it to me, I would say yes every time. So this concludes our day, our first day at Festival of the Arts for 2022.
That was fun.
We had an awesome first day. We tried all sorts of delicious things. What was your favorite thing?
For me, flavor-wise, I think the soup was really good.
That's surprising.
I really liked the soup.
Because you didn't want to get it at first because you were worried about the spice.
With that fresh crema that was in there, I think it kind of softened the blow for me a little bit.
Okay.
But flavor-wise, I think that was probably my favorite. And then, of course, that delectable dessert we had in Germany.
So I think that the soup was my favorite, like, savory-wise. But then, like, the dessert...
Yeah. It's tough to compare.
It's hard to, especially because we're not really dessert people.
No.
But what you didn't see on camera was that we got a second opera cake.
We did. It was funny because if you guys follow us on TikTok at Park Hopper Show, Danny's been filming TikTok stuff all throughout the day, and we forgot to film the opera cake for the TikTok. And I was thinking, like, should I crop the video? Should I do whatever? And I was like, you want to get another one? And she was like, oh, yeah.
I was like, yeah.
So we did. So we got 2 opera cakes. They were amazing.
And they were only like around $4,
yeah, it was
so it wasn't bad at all.
Change. It wasn't bad at all.
Now, we are kind of bringing our day to a close. We might stay for Harmonious.
It's a little
we're not really
chilly
sure.
here today.
Yeah, it's chilly. In case you can't tell, Bill's trying to stay warm, but we're trying to give you guys a good view of Spaceship Earth behind us. But I'm so excited to come back and continue trying things here.
Yeah, for sure.
We saw...
There's so many more booths to try.
We saw some music. We saw lots of art. The art booths do close a little bit early, so even if we did want to take a look at... Oh my goodness, look at Spaceship Earth go!
She just turned on right there.
Look at that!
Love it.
She's closing out our video too. Oh my goodness. I didn't know there were going to be 3 of us at the end of this video.
I know. She's definitely the best looking one.
How rude. We've been watching a lot of Full House. But anyway, and Fuller House.
Yeah.
But anyway, so guys, thank you so much for joining us on our first day at Festival of the Arts 2022. Don't forget to subscribe where you listen to your favorite podcasts. iTunes, Apple Podcasts, those are the same things.
Write a review, leave a review. The stars help so much in letting us climb the charts on Apple Podcasts.
And make sure, if you're watching this video on YouTube, make sure that you go and subscribe. Our goal is to get to
1,000 followers.
1,000 subscribers. So
if
you can help us get to that, that would be amazing. Keep an eye out for all of our live videos on Facebook and TikTok. and anywhere that you basically consume
Yeah.
your favorite theme
We're
park
everywhere.
content.
You can't avoid us.
Come find us, join the party. And we're so excited to be back and that the holidays are finally over because
Yep.
it's starting to slow down a little bit.
Kind
But
of.
apparently, the weather has stayed here.
Yep.
But I think that's going to do it for us. So, you have anything else to add before we close out?
I don't think so. Great day here at Epcot. Looking forward to come back before the festival's over. Trying more food, trying more stuff, picking up some more artwork if we can find it. But overall, great day. And thanks for joining us. And until next time.
We'll see you around the parks.